Garfunkel. Simon Garfunkel. What was it, live from Central Park? Brilliant they were. Oh, magic. Absolutely beautiful. That was a great sound way back then. Was that late 70s or was it?
Oh, is it?
60s? Well, what have I got here? Style icons in the 80s. No. It was it was early 70s at the earliest, wasn't it?
You look a little bit like him, ain't you? Back in the day with the old barnet. Hey, look.
Paul Simon? No, I don't. Don't be stupid.
What? A little bit, didn't he?
What a numpty. Let's take a look at today's back tip pages.
Happy Friday, boys. How are we?
Doing, Sam?
Really good. You all good? Very good week?
Really good.
Yeah. Al, you doing all right?
I'm feeling a lot better than I did at the start of the week, so yes, I can't complain.
What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Sleeping. Just getting rest, yeah.
Who with?
Hopefully Jill.
Hugo.
Bullseye.
I've got dog flu.
Oh, good to see you, boys.
As long as it ain't bird flu. Go on.
No. We don't want that, do we? Bruno's torn to shreds is a headline on the back of the Mirror this morning. Roy Keane has laid into Manchester United star Bruno Fernandes and his Old Trafford teammates, labelling them imposters. Former United captain Keane did not hold back in his savage blast at Ruben Amorim's underperforming players, but reserved his fiercest criticism for the current skipper Fernandes. It was on the Overlap podcast. Ian Wright and Roy Keane now getting into a heated exchange. Roy Keane not having Bruno, saying he needs more from him, saying he's not captain material. Do you think criticism of Fernandes is fair?
Well, you think of Roy Keane as a captain, what he was like, right? He was a warrior, like Brian Robson, warrior. Bruno's not that type. But we went through some stats yesterday, Sam, and of Man United's latest goals, Bruno's got an assist or scored them from set pieces. So he's delivering there, but he doesn't do it consistently enough for me. We know he's a good player. We know he can play. We know he can get the scruff of the game by the scruff of the neck. We know he can do that. But does he do it often enough and against the big sides? That's what Roy's getting at.
Your thoughts, Ray?
I'm not going to question Roy Keane because he was a great captain, one of the best in the Premier League's history. And he knows that what he had to do probably for the team himself, and he's not seeing the same sort of actions from Bruno Fernandes, probably, what he used to do to get people riled up and get them playing or digging in at times. And, Manchester United, they're the underachievers this season, aren't they? Of course. Where they're sitting. I know they got the win the other night, but, they need more. It's Manchester United. And he's more or less saying, do the players really, really know who they're playing for? They're playing for Manchester, not one of the biggest clubs, if not the biggest club in the world. And you got to have that passion, you got to have that pride every single time you put that shirt on to go out and perform. If you're not playing well, make sure you work hard as you can. And he's probably looking at it and saying some of the players are going through the motions, which is not good enough.
And to be fair to him as well, to be a little bit fair to Bruno, his players around him are not exactly, playing top form. So, he's probably a much better player and a much better side.
Yeah.
I
understand that Bruno's not everyone's cup of tea with his petulance sometimes the way he goes to ground. But
he throws his arms
of course, and
around,
that's not good enough.
I
understand that. But when I watch Manchester United, it is a team that are absolutely bang average. And every time I watch them, any game they're struggling, Bruno Fernandes is the player that's creating chances. As you said, he gets the game by the scruff of the neck. He's always available. He works his socks off. He's their best player. So I thought to single out Bruno of all people,
he's probably singling him out because he's captain. Yeah. And he's got to get more out of themselves. He's
the players are rubbish, right?
See, he's looking at...
Well, they're not all rubbish. They can play, but are they getting the best out of themselves?
No, they're not.
They're not, are they?
And also, you think of like Gerrard at Liverpool. He'd be marauding around that pitch, putting his foot in and screaming at people. That's top captain material, that is.
Yeah.
Bruno doesn't do that. He's not that type of player.
I had Tony Adams.
Yeah,
if you weren't doing your job
one of the very best,
he would hammer you, proper hammer you. You know what I mean? And so you're affecting my game now. So he's more or less saying he wants a little bit more out of Bruno to get the best out of the other players, which is difficult. Don't get me wrong; it ain't easy to do that. But Manchester United in a position now, they just want the season to end, and then look at next season. Look, they're still in the Europa League; they've still got a chance for that. But
that'd be one of the. Well, I was going to say one of the favourites.
Spurs will be the favourite, won't they? To win that probably with a draw they've got. But he just wants the season to end, and maybe the manager will look at the transfer window, bring a few in, get rid of a few, and then start again next season.
Well, don't forget Sunday, Man United in the Cup at home.
Home to Fulham, yeah.
It's not easy. Fulham are a better side.
Having a good season, yeah, really, really good season.
But if United to beat them, suddenly they start thinking about Wembley, don't they?
Yeah, in the
they
FA Cup, in the Europa League, yeah.
Well, some big teams already knocked out.
And to fair to United, they've struggled in the league over the last few years, but they've still managed to pick up trophies, haven't they, over the past couple of years?
You've only really got who's been knocked out? Liverpool
Chelsea,
been knocked out, Arsenal been knocked out, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Got Man City still in it. They got a decent draw at home against Plymouth, so they should go through. But other than that, if you can miss that,
it's
you'll
an
be in
open
the final,
draw, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
City, you'd make City favourites probably still, wouldn't you?
Aston Villa, they're playing tonight. Obviously, they've got a chance.
Newcastle still
Newcastle,
in there.
another one.
Newcastle, Brighton's probably the best tie. United against Fulham and Forest against Ipswich.
Well, you know what? 3 or 4 Premier League clubs are going to be knocked out.
Well, there's 4 all Premier League ties this weekend.
Right. So suddenly, if you can get through your tie as a Premier League side, you've got a chance, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Big game in the Championship as well, just briefly. Leeds West Brom. West Brom are coming. Leeds are brilliant.
I watched that on Monday night.
Leeds are
They're good, aren't they, Leeds? Second half,
Leeds
they were brilliant.
Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And I thought Sheffield United were brilliant first half. I mean, they worked their socks off. I think they run out a bit of steam because they worked so hard in that first half, but they showed their class in the end.
Leeds never give up either. They go right to the
some
final.
cracking goals as well. Really good goals.
We do an EFL preview with you guys at 6:50. But just one other story I wanted to get your thoughts on. Back at the Express, John Cross, who very well connected with Arsenal, says someone's gonna go. He says this morning Mikel Arteta could have to sacrifice one of his big guns to fund the summer rebuild at Arsenal. The Gunners might have to sell Trossard and Martinelli, who have been targeted by Saudi Pro League clubs. Head coach Arteta wants to oversee a major shake-up with a big-name striker and also a winger on his wish list, but he will have to offload to get all of his business done. Is that right, Ray? Is it time for a major shake-up?
I'll be amazed if Martinelli went to Saudi, because he's a young lad. He wants to play Champions League football, surely. You know, as I said before, I always think of Saudi, you go there when you're 32, 33, when you're coming to the end of your career.
Earn a bit of money, yeah.
But maybe it's changing a little bit, where people are saying, well, it's going to get bigger and bigger. But I can't. It's never going to be as big as Champions League and playing Premier League and all that sort of stuff. So, look, there will be a shake-up. I'm sure there will be, because they can't win a league now. I mean, Liverpool, home and hose probably. And it'd be a situation now, it'd be all on that striker, because that's where they're lacking. They don't look like scoring goals at the moment. So, and they're going to cost a lot of money, strikers. Wherever striker they're going to go for, they might have to let 1 or 2 players go.
Sam, I'm going to break there.
Okay.
Right. We'll talk a little bit later. Thank you. Thanks, Sam. That was a look at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business, 6:26.
Backpage review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle? Get business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big mobile networks. For terms and verification, visit tescomobile.com/business. talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.